Bing Technology's EasyPost Mailroom application lets you print and send letters the same day by simply pressing Print and Send. You can print your pre-addressed document directly from Word, PDF, or from your system. When the application pops up, you are then analyzing your send, setting any settings, and viewing the envelope separation. Your final step is then to send the mail out for Bing to produce, and your mail is then collected by Australia Post at one of our production sites. Before you do your first send, you will need to open your Mailroom to register. The icon can be found on your desktop or from your Windows Start menu by typing Easy. Should one of your staff need assistance or one of our staff be connecting in with you, you may be able to launch the EasyPost Live Help application, which is a licensed team viewer. Otherwise, we can assist you by connecting in with various applications. Once you open the icon, the application will prompt you for registration or for your department. It is possible your registration is automatic as well, but you will need to launch the application to register yourself as a user. First, I will go through a single letter, then a merge, and then a letter with an attachment. In this example, I have one document. Note, I have removed any spacing within the address field. Bing needs 3 lines of an address to post your document: recipient, street number, street name, and suburb state postcode. When I'm ready to send the letter, I select File and Print, and select the Mailroom printer. Once I select Print, the EasyPost Mailroom application will pop up. Some clients do have this pop-up suppressed due to batch printing. By default, Preview and Send letters will be selected, and I will then select Next. You will need to draw the blue box around where the address is located, or you could place a pinpointer in the most probable location of your address. The Mailroom extracts the fonts from your document and looks on every page for an address in your specified location. This address is then printed on the back of your letter in the form of a cover sheet. This cover sheet is seen through the envelope. We add your logo and return address, the address of the recipient, and the barcoding for Australia Post. Bing produces all of its mail on the same paper stock and same envelope stock. This is so that we can produce your mail as efficiently as possible. Moving back to our Mailroom, after selecting Next and analysing the address, in the left-hand column I am presented with my envelope and the address extraction result. I refer to these as my envelopes, as you should be expecting to see the desired result of envelopes in this left column. We should be presented with a name in the name column, a page count, and a full address. Should you want to see the secondary pages, click on the blue arrows at the top of the Mailroom to flick through your document. We are checking to make sure our addresses have correctly separated or that they have not incorrectly consolidated into the incorrect envelopes. One example for a single letter that would be incorrect separation would be if I saw 2 entries in the left-hand column, meaning I had 2 envelopes. If I'm only expecting to send to one person, I should only see 1 envelope. If you're ever unsure on the result that you're seeing in this left-hand column, please always call the 1300 number. Once I'm happy, I can now select my colour options. Black and white is default, but we also have first page colour and full colour. We can also change your default should you need it to be changed. We can rename the document by selecting Mailing and Rename. And we also have a department which you can use to break down your billing. This could be a strata plan, your council's department, or an agent's name. We have double-sided, which means we will print one image on one side of the piece of paper and the other on the back of that piece. Priority delivery is an option. but regular mail is normally the default. We also have profiles, but I will talk about this later. We're now ready to submit our document. Should you tick for confirmation email, you will receive an email once our servers have received your mailing. This is confirmation that we are now going to produce your document, and the confirmation can be used as declaration of posting your letter. In this email, we can supply an Excel list of all the recipients' names and one copy of the PDF. If you're using registered post, the ID will also be located in this Excel sheet. We simply select Submit and review what we're about to send through to Bing. Once submitting your document, you will see the receipt in the mailing summary screen. There is a mailing ID that is unique to your mailing alone. Should you need to ever refer to this mailing, this is the identifier you need, and it is also located in your confirmation email or from your mailing summary. When submitting, you must make sure your document is fully correct because it's essentially putting it in the post box. However, Bing does give you a 15-minute window to cancel your mailing should you note there is something wrong. If you need to cancel within the 15 minutes, call 1300 309 800 and one of our staff will help you. You need to quote the first 5 of that mailing ID. Or you can go online onto your online portal and cancel the mailing yourself. If you note your mailing needs to be cancelled and your 15-minute window has passed, still call in as we may be able to cancel it if production have not yet printed it. Or you can go online and if your mailing is in green, you are able to cancel it. We are now going to look at the summary screen. Drafts are things that you have printed but never sent. You may print something, realize there's a mistake, and close the document. This document will be in a status of new in your drafts folder. Should you save and close it, it will then be in a status of draft. Once we submit the mailing, it will then move into in progress. Any mailings you print will never disappear and will be located somewhere in your summary screen. We can see my mailing is in a submitted status and still on my side. However, when I right-click and refresh or press F5, I can see this mailing is now on hold, the 15-minute hold, and has been accepted by Bing. In the completed section, we can see mailings that have been cancelled, in production, or lodged. We can see the lodgement statuses have a tick next to them, and this lodgement status will not change until every letter within your mailing has actually been lodged. If we want to see the history of what you have sent, we simply double-click back into the mailing to see what was produced in the mailroom. On the screen, you will see me overviewing sending a single letter. This is for your own personal recap. Next, I will go through a merge letter or a batch print. Note, you can print any document to the mailroom from a software should you be able to select File and Print. And we can print PDF or Word documents as well. Bing service level times are small letters in before 1 o'clock are then due out same day. Note, a small letter is 7 pages single-sided or 13 pages double. That 14th impression is our cover sheet. Anything over this is due the next day. We do have exceptions depending on larger quantities, and if you need further information on this, just call 1300. Here I have a word mail merge. I have included email, SMS, and a reference, and stated them via email : SMS : and ref : You can white out these fields on the document so that your recipient doesn't see them on your letter. The mailroom simply needs the fonts there so it can extract them. On the screen in the background, you will see me doing a mail merge in case you're unsure. Bing can send email for you through one submission, meaning should the email fail, we then will fail over your document to post automatically. You as the user can then receive a failover report of any emails that have failed over to post. This is the same for SMS. Speak with your account manager for further details on email, as we do also need to ensure that you have email set up correctly, and you can have email templates specifically for your departments or group. The mailroom always needs embedded fonts for your address, your email, or SMS, hence us not being able to print scanned documents or making sure when we're saving to PDF that we are saving and not printing to PDF to make sure our fonts are correctly embedded within that document. The purpose of this functionality is so that you as a user only have to send your document once, and Bing looks after all communication methods for you. Bing Technologies does charge for SMS and email, so if you're sending to one recipient, it's probably not preferable. Batches are the sort of jobs we're looking at for this multi-method sending. Now, to send your document to the mailroom to be printed, check your recipient count in Word or in your software and select Finish and Merge in Word and print all your documents to the mailroom printer. Or select the mailroom printer from your software. The mailroom will pop up and Preview and Send Letters is selected. I select Next and draw my box around where my address is. I do not need to draw this box too large, as it will pull the incorrect information. The box actually looks outside its boundaries for an address and looks for longer length lines and longer addresses. The mailroom then goes through your document on each page and looks in these locations for the address. We then see the result of the envelopes in the left-hand column once analysed. The mailroom goes to the first page of your document, finds an address and puts it into an envelope, looks on the second page, and if it does not find an address, we'll join it with the last letter it found. Say the third page did have an address, it would then recognise this and put it into a new envelope. The mailroom goes through your list of addresses at the very end of its analysis and then combines any of the same name and same addresses into the same envelope. We as the user are responsible for checking our result in the left-hand column, and any multiple pages, we need to use the arrows at the top of the mailroom to check what the secondary page is. We can confirm at the bottom of the screen that this is in fact two letters going to the same named person at the same address. In your left-hand column, we are checking to see that two letters have not incorrectly consolidated. Should you see two icons down the bottom of the screen, that result is fine. However, if you do not, and you see multiple pages in the left-hand column, we must use the arrows at the top of the mailroom to ensure the second page is not somebody else's address incorrectly joined to another address, say because the first line had 5 names on it. The mailroom has strict rules on what is and what isn't an address. If your address looks like a paragraph, it's going to join it with somebody else's letter. You should also note though, after the analysis, should the mailroom detect you have inconsistent letter sizes, meaning majority of your letters are say 1 page and somebody is getting 2 pages but not 2 letters, the mailroom will present an error warning in the middle of the screen saying the mailroom has detected inconsistent letter sizes. This warning is to advise you to call Bing and carefully check your document. Some cases it is fine that people are receiving varying length documents. However, in most cases, this is due to incorrect consolidation. I can check what my postal extraction is from the top of the mailroom. I can also then right-click and delete letters out of the left-hand column and check what the reference was that I pulled, should I have stated reference : above the address. I can also right-click and delete pages. This could be handy if you did have an instance of incorrect consolidation. Going back to my original mailout, I am now happy with everything that I am submitting. I now can set any settings I need: color options, departments, and possibly profiles. Profiles are things that are unable to be set in the mailroom, like registered post, reply pages, possibly stapling. These are extra options your account manager can add for you as a user to select. Should you not need a profile, simply don't select it. You can request a price estimate. Simply select the $sign, request the price, and then you could refer back and change your options in color to see a change in a price. Once you're happy, we're then going to check the amount of letters at the bottom of the mailroom, check all our settings are correct, and send our merge through. Remember, once you've submitted, you have 15 minutes to cancel your mailing, but please ensure when pressing submit, you are sending your document correctly. If you need to cancel, call 1300 309 800 and quote the first 5 of the mailing ID to the representative. The final part of this video is going through a letter with an attachment. An attachment is something we wish to add to a letter or an address file. It is not part of that main file. This could be a map, a brochure, a calendar, or a form. We have to pre-print this attachment into the mailroom, as the mailroom does not search your PC for your documents or your drives, and we cannot drag and drop attachments into the mailroom. We have to print attachments in and save them. We are selecting the mailroom printer and then selecting Save as an Attachment instead of Preview and Send Letters. We press Next, and the attachment will then be in our Attachments folder. Now I would go to my letter and close all applications down. I would then print my letter, select Preview and Send Letters, but also tick to add an attachment. I select Next, my address is selected, and I can select multiple attachments. I now select Next. The mailroom analyzes all the envelopes and joins any same name and same addresses, and adds one copy of each attachment to each envelope. You can drag and move the order of these attachments. Note, when setting double-sided as well, we will only ever double-side within one icon, and icons will never double-side onto each other. Meaning, if I had a 2-page attachment and set double-sided, the attachment would be double-sided, but it would never go on the back of another icon or onto the letter. So if you have forms, it may be a wise idea to save these as separate attachments. I also have extra color options when using attachments. See the drop-down. We can select black and white with first page color attachments. I can also change individual page options by right-clicking and selecting the color type I want for that individual page. Black and white is always going to be cheaper as it's printed on a black and white printer. Once I'm happy, I can simply select Submit. My mail will then be produced same day if it's a small letter, 7 pages single-sided or 13 pages double. Or if it's a large letter, that will be due next day. Attachments are stored forever, even after you've sent your mailing. Should you wish to delete it, simply go into the summary screen and delete your attachments from the folder. You may want to do this if you have personalized attachments for one recipient. Attachments must always be generic in nature for majority of sends or definitely for batch sends. Should you want to share your attachments with your team, it may be an idea to enable a shared database where you see each other's work and not only your own work. It is possible you already have this set up, so simply call your account manager and they can assist you. Letterheads work in the same way as an attachment. In the mailroom, you can add a letterhead to a document. Simply print and save your letterhead, and then print your document and select Add Letterhead. If you need more detail or help with this, please call. We do have online functionalities in our portal logins for you to be able to search your history, search recipient names, cancel and view mailings that you've previously sent, view all your department's work, and also upload CSV lists and a generic PDF for Bing to merge. Manually supply an address when uploading a PDF, as well as having the ability to manually type SMS messages to either one recipient or a list. There is also the capability to link a letter within these SMSs. Bing has various ways of sending correspondence. There is not just the mailroom. We have EP Lite, a Dropbox, online portal, API upload, and many more methods.
At Bing, our customer service team is located right here in Australia, which means they're super close by, giving you real service from real people, making your Bing experience trouble-free.